Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the NCAA 14 College Football Revamped Mizzou Tigers Dynasty. Last week we had an exciting game against the Arizona Wildcats to start off 1-0 this year. 25-22 was the score of this game. Today we travel to Boise, Idaho. Antonio Briggs and the Missouri Tigers take on the Boise State Broncos, and it's coming up next. Peter Good. These teams are pretty evenly matched, just like they were last week. Antonio Briggs is trying to put his team ready for SEC play. As many experts believe this team is the bottom of the SEC. But we will see as the year goes along. Boise, Mizzou, next. And welcome to Boise, Idaho at Albertson Stadium. Beautiful day here today in Boise. A beautiful field. I love the blue turf. And think about this. Next week, they travel to South Carolina to take on the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. But that is next week, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we take on the Boise State Broncos. Boise State wins the toss. They defer. And it's going to be Beatty on the return. Beatty picks it up from the 5, and Beatty going to take it all the way to about the 27-yard line. And it is Connor Balziak starting this week. Despite his 3-interception game last week, he is starting this week. And it's going to be a handoff to Beatty. Beatty going right. Beatty going up the middle for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 now for the Mizzou Tigers. Balziak back to pass. Balziak finds Tusky Dove for the first down. 2nd and 9 now. Balziak back to pass. Balziak looking left. Finds Mookie Cooper. And Mookie Cooper gets about a yard on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Balziak needs to get past the first down yard here. And he's going down. And he is sacked by the Boise defense. Oh my goodness. He just came straight through. And Missouri's going to punt it off here to Khalil Shakir. And Shakir is a dangerous man. Shakir has a lane up the right side. Shakir may go all the way. He has 2 men to beat. 41-yard return for Khalil Shakir, their best player, their senior wide receiver. He had 7 catches and 100 yards last week in Boise State's win. But they are more of a running team. And as you can see, George Hulani takes the first carry of the game for 11 yards. Sears is a running quarterback. He is not the most accurate. But if they can find a way to get Khalil Shakir open, and they just dump it off pretty much to Evans here. Octavius Evans gets the pitch. They will try to run it down our throats. And Sears fakes the pass to Hulani, and Sears takes it up the middle for a 16-yard run. Jack Sears and the Boise State Broncos are on the board just like that. Running the ball up and down Missouri's throat, pretty much. And there's a penalty on this play, and I do believe this is a false start on the Mizzou offense, and it will be. It's going to take 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 14. Balziak in the offense out of the gun. Beatty to his right. Balziak making some adjustments at the line. Going to need to snap this ball quickly. Balziak looking. Balziak just dumps it off to Bannister there. Tight end. 3rd and 12 now. Balziak looking left. Balziak has some room to run if he chooses to. And he is going to choose to. Balziak gets the first down. A little bit more. First down Tigers. Balziak back to pass. Balziak in the middle. And that's a screen. A wide receiver screen to Kiki Chisholm. And he gets about 6 yards on the play. Handoff to Beatty. Beatty up the middle. And Beatty has an open lane for 12 yards up the middle. Hand it off to your star player, Beatty. And they're going to keep it going. Beatty is the best player on this offense, and I will probably argue that Kiki Chisholm is the 2nd best. Balziak, the SEC Freshman of the Year last year. Can he just continue on that success? That yet remains to be seen. Balziak starting shaky here, but they do believe Balziak is the future at this quarterback position, but he gets sacked and taken down for the 2nd time, and he fumbles, and that's going to be Delgado who picks it up this time. And Missouri is just going to say, we'll punt it. And oh goodness, takes a Boise State bounce to the end zone. And now it's going to be Jack Sears again with a handoff to Holani. George Holani with a 4-yard carry, making it 3rd and 4 now for the Broncos. Sears handed off to Holani again, but this time the Tiger defense was ready, and Holani gets nothing. Will Norris on the tackle. And it's going to be Boise State's time to punt. They're punting it to Abrams Drain. Drain has had a few good returns this year. And look at how he makes that cutback past the 50 to the 40-yard line. 21-yard return for Chris Abrams Drain. Two exciting special teams here as we saw Beatty take one to the house last week on a 105-yard return. And that would be the college football record. Beatty, Abrams Drain are very exciting players that this team is very excited about. But Beatty, a senior, and this will be his last year as Tusky Dove gets the first down. And that will end the first quarter as Boise State leads 7-0. And that was a very fast first quarter as Boise State did nothing but run the ball on their first possession. And Missouri is trying to bring the ball down the field, and that's going to be Beatty going left, and Beatty gets a 5-yard gain on the play. Beatty with 7 carries for 36 yards now. 2nd and 5 coming up. Ball on the 25-yard line. Belziak, ball snap to Belziak. Belziak running right. Belziak going to follow his blocks, and Belziak gets 9 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 now. Tigers driving down the field. Belziak with a play action fake, and he's going to find Kiki Chisholm right there in the middle of the field for a 7-yard gain. 3rd and 2 now. Hand off to Beatty. Beatty trying to fight for yards. 4th and 1, and go ahead and kick it. This is going to be Mevis right here on this kick. And it should be a pretty easy one for Mevis to make, but the wind just pushes it left. Windy day here in Boise, Idaho, but the wind just pushed it left. And man, Mevis is normally a good kicker, but he has had some struggles this year, and that just adds on to it. Sears now going right, and they're just running the ball down their throats. This Missouri defense is having a hard time containing the run. Sears back to pass, and Jack Sears' pass is dropped. And it's going to be another punt for the Boise State Broncos as Chris Abrams Drains is back deep again to return. We're going to need a spark here. If anything, Abrams Drain, oh goodness, what a block that was. And Abrams Drains only gets 11 yards on this return. Almost to the 50. We still have good field position. What can Belziak and the offense do now? Belziak back to pass. Oh, looking for a halfback screen. Beatty is a do-it-all back. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. And he can also make returns. And look at this. It's a Wildcat action now. Beatty in at quarterback. Here comes Dawson Downing on the screen. Not the screen, the reverse play pretty much. And he gets 3 yards on the play. A more traditional offense now. Beatty following his blocks and gets a 4-yard gain for the first down. Needed 3. Dawson in again. Dawson Downing going up the left-hand side for a 5-yard gain. And Missouri is trying to run this ball down Boise's throat like Boise was doing to them. And they're trying with different running backs. Something I think they should have done more last week besides giving Beatty the bulk of the carries. 2nd and 10 now. Belziak on the throw, on the run. With that throw, and he finds his tight end, Daniel Parker Jr. Belziak and this Missouri offense, they really do like giving the ball to their tight ends. They will put their tight ends on a play like that. And oh my goodness, Belziak just barely missed Kiki Chisholm for the touchdown. Belziak overthrows Kiki Chisholm, but I do think if Kiki Chisholm made a bit more of an effort on that play, I do believe Kiki would have made that catch. Tusky Dove with the catch on that play. 6 yards. 3rd and 4 now. Belziak under center. Belziak back to pass, and he is taken down. This Boise State defense has been all over, and that's Scott Matlock's 2nd sack of the game. Mevis back to kick again. Mevis' kick is up, and it's good this time. Mizzou finally on the board with a 7-3 advantage to Boise State, and as you can see, Khalil Shakir, Boise State's best receiver, has been shut down thus far. And there's a big play to Stephon Cobbs. Big play there. He was just wide open, and Sears just took it like it was nothing. And there's Shakir's first catch of the game underneath. As soon as we start talking about him, he makes a big catch. 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 now. And it's going to be Sears passing again. Sears looking for, and this time he finds Thomas on the play. C.T. Thomas with a 10-yard gain there for the Broncos. 1st and 10. Boise State trying to drive down the field before halftime. Helani going up the middle. Helani can catch the ball too. And Boise State calls a timeout with 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Sears back to pass. Sears in the middle again. That's going to be C.T. Thomas again. And Boise State hurrying up offense a little bit here. 54 seconds. Boise State trying to get on the board. There's a handoff to Helani. Helani going to follow his blocks into the end zone. And that's a touchdown. Boise State Broncos. Untouched. George Helani in the end zone. Just like that. Missouri has 49 seconds to do something with this ball. Look at this. Just easy. Untouched. Into the end zone. Can it get any easier than that? Boise kicking up now. Here comes Beatty. You know he's dangerous. He can do it. He did it last week. Beatty has a lane. Beatty following blocks. Beatty gets off of one block. Gets off of a tackle. And Beatty gets it to the 35-yard line. 31-yard return for Tyler Beatty. Balziak under center again. We have a 3-receiver set here. Balziak going deep. Looking for Cooper. And Cooper drops it. Mookie Cooper, the redshirted freshman, and he just has to do better. Mookie Cooper is someone they trust, but this one is going to be intercepted by Noah. Oh my goodness. Ezekiel Noah just read Balziak's eyes like that. It looks like he was trying to get it to Parker, and Noah just read his eyes, and now Sears and the Boise State, oh my goodness, they're just going to have another chance here, and this is not where you want to be if you're Coach Antonio Briggs or anyone on the Missouri's defense, or if you're a Missouri fan, you do not want to be seeing this right now. Boise State, though, calling a timeout, taking the time to set up for this field goal. And Missouri's going to call a timeout, try to ice the kicker here before Boise State can even get it off. Will it help? Boise State lining it up. And the kick is up, and it's going to be wide right. He just barely missed it. Oh, man, like I said, it is a windy day here in Boise, Idaho. And Boise State's going to go into halftime with a 14-3 lead over the Missouri Tigers. This is not where Missouri wants to be. They want to be more competitive than this. They are proving the experts right thus far. Balziak and the offense just looks lost out there, but the defense, this defense is doing their best, except in run D, and they're just because everyone's just running all over them. But as so far, not so good. We'll be back with the second half, where Boise State will receive the kickoff. As you see the first half stats, and might contradict it a little as Missouri has more rushing yards than Boise State, but Boise State is definitely running the ball all over us. That is easy to see, and Boise State does have more passing yards than us, but they've been barely passing the ball, as on that last drive before the half they did get some big yards in the air. But we are ready for second half action as soon as both teams come back down to the field. I'm ready. Took the break I needed, got some water, took the mental break, because it feels like this team just wants to put me through more stress every day. But I have nothing but faith in this team, and it's going to be Sears back to pass, play action. Sears going to get out of the pocket. Sears going to go right, and Jack Sears just going to get the 16-yard run. He goes head on with a Missouri defender there, feeling no fear. And that's a design run. That was a read option play, and Sears going left this time. And they have 76 rush yards now. Sears 44 yards only on 4 carries. That's 11 yards per carry. And he has a touchdown as well. And there's Shakir again. Khalil Shakir with an 8-yard grab. And I do believe that's his second catch of the day. We have been doing very good defending Shakir. And Jack Sears sees that they took the option away. He's going to take it himself. And he gets a 4-yard gain regardless on the play. Jack Sears, George Holani are carving this defense up. And there's Holani up the middle. And he just makes a cut there, making Missouri defenders look silly. 2nd and 8 now. Sears hands it off to Holani. Holani going right. Holani only gets 3 yards on the carry. 3rd and 5 now. Coming up for the Boise State offense. And I think he was offsides there. I think we may have gotten away with offsides there. And I hope so, because we finally get a stop on Holani. But look at this. Boise State going for it on 4th and 3. Hand off to Holani. Holani gets it with ease. He gets 7 yards on a carry, just going straight up the middle. 9 carries, 47 yards for Holani. And here's going to be Habibi Lakio. Habibi Lakio with his first carry of the game. Gets 11 yards on the play. Cyrus Habibi Lakio now in the game. Going back to Holani. Holani gets nothing on this play. This defense needs to find a way to lock down Holani. But here comes Habibi Lakio in the middle. And that's a touchdown for Cyrus Habibi Lakio. Easy touchdown for Boise. They extend the lead 21-3. Beatty now on the return. Beatty looking right. Beatty gonna have some room here. No, he's taken down. Oh man, and Beatty was able to break that tackle. Beatty is still running. Balziak sending Chisholm in motion now. Kiki Chisholm is, oh man, that was almost intercepted. Oh, that would have been bad if Balziak was able to connect that. It's going to be Beatty left side, and Beatty gets nothing on that one. They're going to say 4 yards, but that was snuff out from the beginning. 3rd and 6 now for this offense, and it's going to be Daniel Parker Jr. And like I said, this team likes their tight ends. You will see them come out in 2 tight end sets from time to time. Oh, look at that. A comeback play for Tusky Dove, and Balziak has his Missouri offense going down the field, and that's going to be Beatty with a 5-yard carry on the play. And it looks like Dawson is in. Dawson up the middle. Dawson gets 3 yards on the play. Dawson Downing still in the game, giving Beatty a little break here. Dawson going to take the ball and go right up to the right-hand side and get the first down for the offense. Beatty back in. Balziak with the read option there. Balziak takes it himself, gets a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 4 now on that play. 3rd and 4 now. Balziak going to take it again. Another read option play. Antonio Briggs is finally getting a groove with this offense. 1st and goal for Missouri. And Beatty going to take it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Tyler Beatty with his first touchdown of the year, I believe. And San Diego State is actually leading Ohio State 21-14. A game that I would love to be at. We always get these studio updates with great games like this going on, while we're watching games like this that are just low-key scary. But Missouri trying to make this a game. 21-10 now for Boise State. Boise State, 28 seconds in the half. When the 3rd, Shakir was in motion, but it's going to be a design quarterback run for Jack Sears. And it's going to be 11 seconds now as he did get out of bounds. Sears, hand off to Holani. Holani breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. Holani may go all the way if he didn't. If he was able to break one more tackle, George Holani is in the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Boise State up 21-10. Missouri has to find a way to get back in it. They need a turnover or something on defense. They need a stop on defense. Holani going nowhere. Trajan Jeffcoat on the tackle. Sears back to pass. Sears going to get taken down by Whiteside this time. Sacked. Kobe Whiteside, and that's exactly what this team needed. Go down the field and score. With 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in the half, there's Kiki Chisholm. Kiki Chisholm fighting for yards. Kiki Chisholm gets the first down. Like I said, there is actually debate that Kiki Chisholm could be the best receiver on this team, but I do believe it may be Tusky Dove, and there's Daniel Parker Jr., the tight end. Always love seeing Parker come down underneath like that right there, but I think, oh, look at the power from Parker. 7 yards there. I think I would have extended that play a little bit longer if I was Balziak in the Missouri offense, but they are driving down the field like nothing now. It's going to be Beatty on the left side. Beatty gets the first down and a little bit more. 7-yard carry for Tyler Beatty. Balziak back to pass. And that's a design QB run. Design QB wrong for Connor Balziak. And he gets 8 yards on the play. Dawson in. Beatty taking a breather. This Boise State deep crowd is getting rowdy here. 4-yard carry for Dawson Downing. 6 carries for 22 yards for Downing. And Downing still in. Downing going to take this right up the middle. Oh, man, I love the power that Downing shows. He is just an up and down running back. Reminds you of Toby Gerhart back in the day. Tusky Dove. That is my comparison for Dawson Downing. Toby Gerhart. If you guys never want to know who Toby Gerhart is, just look him up. Balziak going up the right-hand side, trying to get into the end zone. 2nd and goal now. Now, looks like a read option, but oh my goodness! Boise State blew that up. Shane Irwin blew that up from the start. It looks like some miscommunication from Beatty and Balziak, and I do not agree with that play call. Design QB run, and they're going for it here. That was a design QB run right there on 3rd down. I don't agree with that. Oh, man, pass the ball. Throw the ball, and that ball, oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. He had Kiki Chisholm open in the end zone. Look at this. It's just a duck. It was just a duck, and Boise State gets the ball back with 2 minutes left in the game, and here goes George Holani, and he may be gone. He's not. 45 yards in. Oh, my goodness. Stick a fork in this Missouri defense. They are tired out. They have been on the field all day. Holani going up again. Holani over 100 yards now if he wasn't already. That 45-yarder did it. But that's it. This team's exhausted. This defense is exhausted today. And Antonio Briggs, I think he knows it. Holani again. Briggs did try calling some timeouts, but after that big run, I think he just said it's over. And, oh my goodness, just embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Another 10-yard run for George Holani. Boise State runs the clock out literally and figuratively. And they will take this win 21-0. Shakir only held to 16 yards. So their star playmaker, wide receiver, was held. But did it matter? Because Jack Sears and George Holani, who has 19 carries, 146 yards, and 2 catches for 26 yards, dominated this game. Just dominated. And like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry that I did not get game audio, but the next game for Coastal Carolina should have game audio ready for y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Missouri will start the year 1-1. Could they pick up another victory in Coastal Carolina? Chanticleers, we travel to South Carolina. They are a tough team, and I do believe they are the first ranked team we will be playing. That remains to be seen. I do think they will be, but what a game. Not really for us. Boise State dominated. We need to get better on the run, and oh boy, Coastal Carolina likes to run. If we can't stop the run, I don't know who we can't stop here in the SEC. Thank you guys for watching, and be on the lookout for week 3 of the Missouri Dynasty.